Hi and welcome to my playhouse, and today I'm just going to show you that it's dreadful weather outside, and down here is the bunker, and I must admit it's out of power. I think I showed that in a previous video that there was absolutely no power in there, and it hasn't improved. The weather sucks, and solar panels which are powering the bunker is only bringing in like a few watts, and I don't even think it covers the losses of the charge controller down there. So yeah, we gotta cheat a little bit. So we're gonna be in the basement today. Okay, we're in the basement. Many years subscribers of mine will remember that I used to have a lot of lead acid batteries in the basement. I built a really big battery bank, something like 24 kilowatt hours of lead acid batteries down here. And then one year, just like this one, I discovered that all the batteries was really low, and I cut off the usage of them. But then, like right now, there was no sun for a month, so all my lead acid batteries, they died because they were undercharged, which was really sucked, and I couldn't charge them up. And way too late, I decided to purchase a charge controller, or sorry, I decided to purchase a charger for them so that I could charge them up without solar. And I purchased this one, and when it arrived, it was too late. They were just too far gone. I forget what this is. It does 110 and 220 volts, but it does 48 volts at least. I think it's adjustable here, voltage plus adjustable, so we can get some voltage out of it. So there is voltage pluses and voltage minuses. So 48 volts, 8.3 amps. That is like 50 times 8, so that is like it's like 400 watts. It's plenty for the bunker. The wiring for the bunker is just outside the data center, so I was hoping to change this wire here to be powered from the data center. So I have a wire here with the data center cabling here that I want to put in, and then I'm just gonna take the solar panel wires that comes out of the bunker and put it into this one. So we're gonna be connecting solar panel wires to these, so that we put 220 volts in and get 48 volt out. And hopefully the charge controller is not going to see the difference. It's just going to think, oh, I got solar power, I'm going to charge on that. That's the idea. If it all blows up, we're going to have fantastic video footage for you. So yeah, there is that. So I'll replace that. That should be a simple job. So this wire was actually meant for something else, so I've already stripped it down. So it's gonna be very easy. I don't think they need to be that long though. I can shorten them quite a bit. But I am curious. I think I will measure this first, check if it works before we break a lot of stuff for no good reason at all. Okay, power on. You see it's lighting up green there. So multimeter. Let's see if we have our 48 volts. It would be nice if it would do more than 48 volts. Well, let's see. Let's see, that's this one and that one. So it's the wrong way around. .2. Oops. There. Can we adjust that little thing and see what it can do? It does 50, it does 52, it does 50, 53.5 volt. Let's go down to 52.5. More is better. Fine. It's just gonna charge a 12 volt battery, a lead acid and a lithium ion battery in the bunker. So, but the charge controller can take up to about 150 volts in. So the higher voltage will give us a better efficiency. And right here we have 220 volts, so don't touch that, Morten. Okay, so we can remove this, and it's well marked, so it's ground and L and N. N for neutral, G for ground. I don't know. Oh, I have soldered these. I've done a really well job on that. I think we'll do that again. I know you shouldn't. I don't have any of those crimp things to put on there, so I'm gonna have to do something to make it good. I'm gonna show you this one. It's a nostalgic tool. I think I've had this since I was like 13 years old. I bought it in Silvan in Denmark. It's like a DIY store where you get your stuff if you want to do something for your house. And yeah, back then I purchased more Christmas gifts for myself than for my family. And yeah, this was one that I got one year for myself. It was like a set, actually with a lot of crimp things, just not the thing that we need here. Yeah, nostalgic. So we'll just put a little bit of tin on these so that they don't split. I know it's not the right way to do it, but yeah, it's not the worst way to do it either. There we are. So naturally the green and the yellow one is the ground, the blue one is the neutral, and the brown one is the phase. So they actually go in this way. So I'm gonna put the ground in over here. Yeah. And then the screws came off for the other ones. And this plastic thing is really in the way right now, but yeah, we need it for the safety. There we are, very tight. So I have some solar cables here, well, some MP4 connectors, and back then I just used normal wire. This is like inside wire for your housing, and yeah, I had some wire and I needed some wire, so I just used some wire. So we need, I want to reuse this for something, so I'm just gonna cut these at a good length, and then I'm gonna use that for over here. And it might benefit me that it's actually two wires, because there's all these different, there's 3 pluses and there's 3 minuses, and so I can just connect some of that together. On the board everything is just one, they just put a lot of output ports together. So yeah, we're gonna do that. I'm gonna cut them. I don't know how long I want them. How long do I want them? Okay, so when you have these MC4 connectors, the positive one is the one with the tap. And gentlemen, you can always remember that. The one with the tap is the positive one. The one without the tap is always the negative one. Like always negative. Try and remember that, right? Tap, positive. Female connector, not as much. Oh, I did shorten them up. They became about that long. I don't know how long that is. I went out and checked how long they needed to be to reach, and the cables that comes from the bunker are long enough to go into the data center and meet this where I want it to be sitting. I naturally don't like this too much, but I guess it will have to do. Okay, we have moved out into the data center, and I have actually I've been outside. It wasn't pleasant, but I have the solar cables coming in here. That goes to the bunker with dirt and everything. Awesome. Before I connect that, I have connected power to the power supply here, but before I connect the bunker, I want to make sure that I've done it right here, so that the positive is the positive and the negative is the negative, so that I don't mess it up. So negative should go in that one, and positive should go in that one, and we should see our 52.4 volts. You see those as well. So let's try and connect. Do you have a good view to when the power supply blows up? When you want that on camera. That might be the best show of the year if everything blows up. So that's the positive, and then we put in the negative. How do I do this so that it looks good? Something like that. Oh, it's not good. It's kind of wet, these connections from the outside. So it's connected. So let's see if the voltage has dropped. Positive, negative. .4 volts. This should be on the connectors. I have no idea. Guess I could go around the rack and see if we're pulling any power. Okay, I've just been around the back and it's not pulling any power at all. So where are we? What's happening here? Guess I have to go into the bunker and see if power is coming out. Okay, no way around it. I need to go in there. I have acquired a cloth because water, condensed water gets in the bucket, and in the middle of the bucket there is and it drips down just in the middle. It's really, I should do something so that it runs out the side instead of in the middle. But yeah, going in. I'm getting too old and too fat for this. Okay, going in. And you're coming along. Oh. Let's not destroy the camera, shall we? Okay, we're in. And there is the power station that moved in here. And I'll just remove that water in the bottom here because I'm gonna step in that shortly. Okay, so over here we're having absolutely no luck with our power right now. It goes on and off. I need to measure if the polarity is correct down here or if I messed up somewhere else. We do have a flashlight with a little bit of power, so that is good. And we do have a multimeter, so that is also okay. I see the charge controller turns on and off all the time, so that is not optimal. So let's see, voltage. And this is magnetic, so it should be able to sit right there. So let's see what's coming in here. What are we having in? That should be minus and that should be plus. And we have our 52 volts coming in there. Okay. So Why is it not working? Could be that diode thingy, or... Nah. I'll have a think about this. Okay, I have removed a diode and a resistor that I had up here because that did nothing good for me. That was a previous project to do something. I have though measured the voltage of the batteries down here, and I'm just gonna do that again on video so that you can see what I think the issue is. So one-handed here, there, and we have 3.8 volts. And I am thinking that might be on the low side. So I think the charge controller does not like that. And what I think is doing is that the lead acid battery down here is the one that is messing that up. So I'm gonna try and disconnect the lead acid battery and just have the lithium ion battery on. The lithium ion battery has most likely shut off because the voltage was too low. I would suspect as much. So we're gonna disconnect that. And we're gonna take that off. And we are charging the lithium. Okay, so it sees no power whatsoever now. So now it's just off. So that is not optimal. So maybe we actually need to just connect the lead acid battery. Will that work? Now everything just died. Okay, so that is weird. Maybe I need to give it an electric shock to wake it up. I can use the 52 volts coming in if I can figure out some wiring to do that. Yeah, I thought this was just connecting a power supply. I guess it's a bit more than that. Now this is really weird. Why doesn't it? It does not start the charge controller. Now I have both batteries connected. Okay. I'll look into this. Okay, I got it. Oh, this flashlight is the one that blinks. That's annoying. I messed with it a little bit. I was able to bypass the lead acid battery down here and kick start the lithium battery, and the system started up. I actually used this little resistor thing, just shorting it out up here. Everything got very warm, but it kicked into gear. Right now it's pumping in a lot of power, which is a bit worrying. It's actually pumping in more power than the power supply is rated for. So I have no idea if this is gonna hold up. The charge controller is trying to do some stuff. Its job is of course to maximize the amount of power, which is a really bad thing for this if I want everything to stay on. But I hope that everything survives. If it doesn't survive, we'll figure something else out. So yeah. At the moment it would have been nice if I could just bypass the lead battery down there. No need to charge that up actually. But yeah, I'm gonna sit here for a little bit and see how it works. Okay, it's actually working pretty well right now. It's charging the batteries with over 30 amps. So that is really good. 32 amps ish. So we can try and go through it. So it varies a little bit. Load, not important. Load amps, not using anything. I don't want to use anything right now because I'm already straining that power supply in there to the limit. And for it being a Chinese power supply, it's not good. So load is on, batteries are still set to cell, 12 volt in the bunker, sorry, 12 degrees Celsius in the bunker. And you can see that it's able to suck the voltage down from the power supply in there. It's trying to figure out how to get most power out of it. So it drops and then it goes up again, and it figures out that it needs to be like very close to the maximum 50, 51 point something. So it varies a little bit. It can't actually figure it out. We're drawing 9 point something amps. And now we have the wattage again. Okay, I have removed the monitor because we are upgrading that in probably a later video. Everything is okay. I haven't turned on the PC, the server stuff yet. I have turned on the dehumidifier, and this is why I needed to fix the electrics to be able to run the dehumidifier down here, because last year I had some equipment that broke because the humidity was too much down here, so I need to stabilize that, and right now it's at very high. You can probably see that at almost 90. That's too much. So I wanted that to run, and I think right now everything is good. I'm very excited to get up again and see how the power supply is doing in the data center. So we're gonna do that, and it has starting to rain outside, so I also need to cover the bunker again so we don't get water down here. Okay, I can tell you it smells like toasty electronics in here, and from time to time the fan turns on the power supply, but other than that I can feel that it's warm. So it's gonna be warm for an hour or two, and then it's gonna slow down. It's probably already starting to slow down a little bit, but yeah, now the fan is running again. So yeah, it's kind of working. As long as the power supply is working, it's all good. So that's cool. So I'm gonna end it here. It really was a very simple video. Got a little bit complicated when everything was dead in the bunker, and I needed to figure out how to kickstart it, but yeah, worked out. I brought the monitor up here, and I forgot that it's like a 28-inch monitor that I brought down there, and the one I have up here is only 24 inches, so the monitor going down again is a little bit smaller, but it's a little bit thicker because it has that PC on the back. But that's gonna be a separate video. Thank you very much for watching my videos. Do subscribe to my channel so you can see me again, and have a really nice day. Bye bye.